play all the way. And we are live. Hey, YouTube, Facebook, how we doing out there? My name is Sean. I'm a returning citizen, and I'm here with the founder of Wings for Life International and a special guest, Darshan. He's going to talk about believing in yourself and loving yourself and all that kind of stuff. Got some really great energy. First, I'm going to have our founder, Ann, here. She's going to give you an update on what Wings for Life kind of did this week, what we're all about behind the scenes, and, you know, where your money goes, what we do with it, and who's here. Ann.
Yeah. Well, boy, we've had a busy week. I had to make a list here of all the things. So I even remember all the things that are going on. Well, first of all, Monday Night Wings for Life, we had 3 fantastic speakers. 2 are owners of their companies, Positive Energy Solar. Then we had a Better You Barber and Beauty Shop, I think it's called. And he was fantastic, and he's gotten people out starting their own businesses with beauty shops. And then we had Jamie from Everguard Roofing and talking about all the opportunities and what employers are looking for. So if you're looking for information about what employers are looking for, go to our website or go to our YouTube channel and check out all the opportunities that we've got there.
All 3 of those guests are hiring right now, currently, right?
Oh, yeah, they're all hiring. They're looking for returning citizens too, and they hire returning citizens, and they have special programs for returning citizens, and especially Positive Energy Solar. We've got a job advocate position that we will have working with Positive Energy Solar, and of course, solar is expanding all over, and especially with the crisis going on. Fuel prices and everything else, we need to really expand that solar energy. And Tayoko is the owner of that company. And so that was a very exciting talk. So if you're interested in jobs, go check that one out. It's already on our website and on YouTube. Then let's see. We've had our Wings LifeWise workshops. Those happen every week, 3 times a week, a Tuesday night, a Thursday afternoon, and Saturday morning. And this Saturday morning, it will be guaranteed ways to get a job. And Ken Jackson is the leader on that, a fantastic facilitator. And so you could join us on Saturday morning for that one. And of course, every week, then a new topic gets picked up. And those are 6, we're doing 6 8-week series throughout the year and offered 3 times a week. Then last Saturday, there was a bike giveaway to kids. We gave away Steve, our bike guy, and some of our volunteers gave away at least 50 bikes to children. So many people were very thrilled to get bikes for their kids. It's getting so nice.
If somebody missed out and still needs a bike, is there one we can give them?
Absolutely. Contact us, and we will get a bike for kids and for adults. In fact, we had 2 bikes in the office today that got donated. Because that's my next topic.
They're here right now. Donations. Come on now. Our number's on the screen.
No, he took them today. They just
we'll bring them back for you. Call us.
No, he has to fix them first.
Oh, okay.
Yep, get them fixed. So then they're ready to roll. But if you need a bike or transportation, you know anybody that does, yep, contact us. We'll get a bike to you, all sizes. Then I'm very excited. Of course, Sean and JD are running our Wings Works program. Margie, one of our great volunteers, Margie Hall, who's had Halls of Design for the past 37 years, is giving us her business. And it's a pottery.
Talk about making a donation, huh?
Yeah, talk about a donation.
Donating the whole business.
Yeah, the kiln, the molds, everything, the customers, because she's a wholesaler. She has sold over 250 stores across the Southwest. And we are taking that over, and we're looking for at least 2 more that we can get funding for returning citizens. It's called the WIOA program, Workforce Innovative Opportunity Act. And anybody coming fresh out of prison and you're interested in the arts, we have somebody that's given us framing equipment, picture framing. So when we get our building set up, we will have a framing shop. And of course, when we get our building, and sometime soon, we want to have a building, and we'll hopefully have some more information to share next week that will be not just our hopeful wishes here about a building, but we have talked to the New Mexico Ramp Company, and the nonprofit, and they build ramps for free for people all over the state of New Mexico. And they will probably be in an office building that we will have. And then, of course, Steve, our bike guy, and rebuilding bikes, will be training people in all of those things. So all of that's coming up.
Can I throw in also, if you need a place to live, we have some partners we work with, Thresholds and Best Chance. If you need a place to live, food, clothing, transportation, all that when you got out of prison, not only can we hire you on, we can help you with a place to live and how to get back and forth. We can, all that's for you. You just got to call it, and call us, and you got to want it, and you got to be willing to, change your life and go forward. And that's all we ask.
That's all we ask. And that's, of course, if you're in Albuquerque. Now, if you are not in Albuquerque, and of course, we don't know where this is going to play out. If you are an artist, or you have, a loved one that's incarcerated, that's very talented, if you could get samples of their material to us, we will be, I'm going to be our first rep going out to stores and trying to get repeat business, because we will be considered a wholesaler for these stores. And so as long as somebody can repeat that piece of art or something similar to it, it could be one of a kind piece, but something similar, kind of that style, and we could get it out, stores could start ordering, and we're hoping that we can get even people incarcerated to start doing that. Then we could have money sent to either their commissary, if the prison would allow it, or to their loved ones at home, and help the moms and the grandmas and everybody at home trying to raise those children. So that's very exciting. Then we've had interns and our staff, and we are busy writing the curriculum for our Wings Works program. It's going to be this job training program. And of course, anybody can be part of that too. If you just want to come in and you don't want to go through the whole process, and you don't want to officially work for us, but you want to learn about jobs, we're creating this whole curriculum and getting that all ready.
And that's a paid program.
Well, you could either be paid or not.
Training.
If you are in that 4-month training program, it will be a 4-month paid training program. Absolutely. Of course, we are looking for office space. And so if you are out there and you have empty warehouses and you say, "Whoa, gee, we need to get something from this. Maybe I could work with a nonprofit. Maybe you could get a tax break or something." We are looking for space, because we've got to have room for the kiln, for the shipping, the packing, the preparing of all of the beautiful artwork pieces that are currently being produced, and all the new stuff that's going to come along. Then let's see, community service. Of course, if you want to do community service, we always have people here doing community service. We also have interns from New Mexico Highlands, from New Mexico State University, from the University of New Mexico, and and Central New Mexico. We get a lot of social. These are called service learning interns, because they are learning, they're giving back to Wings. They're learning about us, but it's also part of a curriculum for them in college. And so they are helping us tremendously, and being made aware of the nonprofit world and all the various aspects of working with returning citizens and or their families.
And tax donations, we have our Wheels program. We can,
of course, we've got our Wheels for Wings. Thank you for mentioning that one. If you have any kind of metal hanging around, it doesn't matter. It could be airplanes, trucks, it could be trailers, it could be anything that's metal, motorcycles, boats, you name it. We work with a wonderful man here, Gary Peterson, One Community Auto, and you could be anywhere in the world. United States. United States. I better not say the world. And he has contacts all over that you could donate. We've had cars donated in Florida, Georgia, Ohio, Texas. They donate the vehicle. It gets picked up locally, and then it still, the money ultimately comes back to us on the sale of that vehicle.
Just go to the website that's scrolling across your screen right now.
Hey, there you go. And so that's called our Wheels for Wings. And so we've got that. And then, of course, we are into our juvenile facilities across the state, down in Las Cruces, and also here locally in Albuquerque at YDDC, the Youth Detention Center here. And we've got a team that goes in, and our interns, and it's an amazing program. The statements that we're getting out of the youth and even this week out of the staff are absolutely incredible. Even some of the staff are saying that they're learning life skills and tips that they didn't know. So how awesome is that? And they're all recommending that the program be continued. So we're hoping we'll be able to continue that for the next year. Of course, the new year starts July 1. So we'll see if we can get grant funding for that. And last but not least, we are going to have the real cat in the hat in our meeting on Monday night, Wings for Life. We will have that cat in the hat. That cat in the hat will be there reading stories for us. And cat in the hat, a real cat in the hat. Yeah, with his big hat and his big tail and the striped coats and everything else. Yep, he's going to be with us Monday night. And we're calling it our Dr. Seuss Read Across America Night. Every year, the first week in March, we hold our Dr. Seuss Read Across America Night because reading is so important. And so please join us. Find out why kids need to read by third grade. And I'll give you a clue. If they don't read at a certain level in third grade, forget they aren't going to graduate. No, they aren't going to graduate. You know why? Because they're probably already incarcerated. And so you need to find out about this. If you can't read, don't worry about it. We're going to teach you ways that if you can't read, you can help your kids learn how to read. And so that is going to be Monday night, 6 o'clock Zoom. And of course, if you can't join us, everything is on our website. And so we were just sharing today with somebody coming in to do community service. We've got about 125 tape programs now on our YouTube channel that are all free, that you can use anytime, anywhere, any place in the world. We know our Liberia team over in Africa, they are using our programming.
Speaking of Liberia, you have a friend on there right now. Raymond is viewing from Liberia, West Africa, as we speak. Oh my
goodness. And Raymond is our director.
We have 14 people in the room. Great.
And there is Raymond. So we can't hear from Raymond. Oh,
he wrote that.
But we can't see him, right?
I could invite him over if he's got an email. I could do it while we're talking.
Yes, Raymond, put your email into the text and we will invite you.
Send you an invite link. It's really easy.
Then everybody could see you in Liberia and we could talk about our Liberian program. And this is also very exciting because Raymond, I'll tell you what he's going to do while he's putting in it's really Raymond Bombo at Fala. Yeah. Yeah. Raymond
Fala Bombo.
Yeah.
Raymond Falabambo.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. At gmail.com. Okay. Yeah. So you could put that in.
Oh, you know it? You know
I think that's what it is. Yeah. Raymond, normal spelling, Fala as Fallah, Bombo, okay. Bombo. Raymond. So while Sean is doing that, I will tell you about what they are planning to do and are going to be doing shortly. Money is being sent into Liberia. Hopefully, Raymond Bombo.
Fala.
FALLAH. And then BOMBO.
.com
at Gmail. I think that's at Gmail. And so they Liberia, and we've been all over Liberia, is a beautiful, beautiful country with all kinds of forests and just timber everywhere. And so he is allowed to cut down any amount of wood that he can use. And they have probably 100 or more items that they want to end up producing, putting returning citizens to work just like we are in our program. But they are going to go about doing this by doing woodworking. And so he is looking for equipment, tools, and of course, money to help fund their work over there. So Raymond, let's see if we can.
We'll see. He'll pop up here if he gets all that.
If he gets.
I want to say hi to Matthew. Hi, Matthew. He says Liberia. Wow. Next, we have Kathy from Australia.
Oh my goodness!
Greetings from Australia. You are doing an amazing job. I hope my son receives this much support when he is released from prison.
Well, here's how your son can get the support. you can have him go to this YouTube channel and see all the various programs, all the various topics that have been addressed. And you could go. So if he's going to be getting out, you could go and see about, go to the judge section, go to probation and parole and find out what that's all about. Now we have a tape talk with the head of our parole division in New Mexico. It's going to be unique to New Mexico, but it will be similar kinds of things. Of course, all the rules change a little bit around the world, but you could find out all kinds of information. And then, of course, ways that we can help you. So if there's anything that we can help you, and of course, I'd love to go to Australia. I used to work for Continental Airlines, which is United now, and they fly in there. I can fly there free. So if you want a program over there, I'd be happy to go and help you get a program set up in Australia.
There you go.
Very simple. Just hop on an airplane and ready to go. So be happy to do that too. And then what we're doing, here are some things that we're doing. We're waiting for Raymond to jump in.
In the meantime, I got another guest.
Why don't you start talking to him? Because I was going to stay until Raymond came.
Stay.
But I'll stay in case
But he's
Raymond
been
comes.
so patient. I just maybe let him have a few words. This is
Sure.
Darshan, everybody. If you missed Monday Night Zoom, we have him here live. This guy's very motivated. He'll help you believe in yourself. He's got an energy that I want him to share with you. And Darshan.
Well, thank you. So I always start with talking about my name and my voice. My name is Darshan Shanti. It's a name I picked. I changed it legally. Darshan means teacher. Shanti means peace. And that's my whole mission in life, to help people believe and value and respect and love and like and honor and cherish themselves and live that way and remove whatever beliefs and blocks and barriers that are there that are stopping them from living their fullest potential. Somebody just nicknamed me the other day a human potentialist.
Hey, I like
And
that.
I just love that so much. It was just perfect. And so that's what I do. That's why I talk about my voice too, because it's always very hoarse. Actually, this is not hoarse. You should hear it when it is hoarse. I barely get any sound at all. I damaged it when I was a kid from yelling and screaming all the time, hurt my vocal cords. And I'm 53 years old in about a month and a half, and it still sounds like this. So this is my voice. It makes me unique. It makes me stand out. Just wanted to share that with you. So I had a really rough life growing up, like a lot of people, but different than a lot of people. Everybody's got their own version of rough. And so it screwed up a lot of things in me. And I didn't believe in myself, and I didn't value myself at all. I didn't feel good about myself. In fact, my core negative beliefs about myself was that I was useless and unnecessary and a throwaway. And living your life when you are worthless and believing that is horrendous, because everything is a survival mechanism at that point. And that's all I did was survive, until I learned a whole bunch of things over many, many decades, which now I like to say I like to thrive instead of survive. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Thrive,
I get
yes.
that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, life was terrible. Just every day taking in oxygen, my lungs taking in air, my heart beating. That's all it was. Going through the motions, trying to make it, because I felt so bad about who I was, and I didn't have any good feelings about my future either, about anything. And that all changed over a long period of time. And then I learned so much over so many decades of reading and working with people. And then I said, wait a minute, if I'm like this, other people are too. I'm going to help them with everything I learned and shorten their learning curve a great deal, so they don't have to go through the hell that I went through.
Darshan, I have a lady in the room that probably use your help. Her name's Katrina, and
Okay.
I've gotten to know her over the months. Here she says, such a shame that my son has already been eligible to go to a halfway house for 2 months, but due to their mistakes, he is still in jail, waiting to get moved to a federal camp. BOP, that's the Bureau of Prisons, has to assign him to it. So she's been waiting for months and months for her son to get out of prison.
Right.
And he was originally going to be in there for 10 years, and they shortened his sentence. But she has so much love for her son. I've never spoken to a parent who every day she's putting all her energy into her son, but she needs somebody to, praise her for all the work. I mean, this lady is just waiting for her son to come all her energies just to get her son out of prison.
I can tell. I can feel it just from you sharing it.
She calls me a lot and texts me, and she's
good.
I think she's in Michigan.
Awesome. And Katrina, I hope that as you're doing this, because this is what we do, is whether it's parents or good friends or caregivers and people like you who just have such a heart and want to give to the world, sometimes it's easy to lose ourselves in giving to other people so much. I know he's your son. All I'm going to say is to remember you, to take care of you, to honor you, because if you don't take care of you, you can't take care of him. You know, an empty cup cannot fill another cup. So make sure you honor that and all that. And I'm going to let you in a little secret here. This is very magical. All that love and all that incredible, immense, just feelings you have for your son, of course, it begins inside you, because if you didn't have it in you, it couldn't be given to him. So make sure you share some of that with yourself first. Take care of yourself. I like to always say to people, put yourself first, then take care of everybody else. You'll be able to take care of your son. You'll be able to come up with ideas that you don't even know now. You'll be able to do a lot better things for him. Even if you're giving everything you've got now, I'm telling you, it'll be that much better when you give to yourself first.
Yeah, Katrina, I know you spend a lot of time and energy calling up different people, that prison reform organizations. You're calling lawyers. You're calling the BOP. When is the last time you took a Katrina day?
Yeah. When's the last time you got a massage? Yeah. Bought yourself some flowers if you don't have anybody. Something beautiful for you. Taking yourself out for a meal or had something, just something special. Yeah. Give back to yourself. Take care of you. I promise it'll pay off 1,001%.
I mean, just stop and get an ice cream somewhere. Sit in a park. You know, feed the birds and have an ice cream. I mean, just take a Katrina day.
Yes, absolutely.
It doesn't have to be expensive. Just take care of you, though.
Something to honor yourself, because you're such a beautiful and incredible person who has that much love for her son. I think it's fabulous. So now give some of that love to yourself, and then you'll be able to share more even with him.
And, you know, I'll throw out, I'm sure you're very, very frustrated and this prison system, and you've had it with it. And now you have dealt with all that frustration in your life. What advice do you have for her just dealing with frustration?
Gotcha. And I'm glad you asked that question. So there's a lot of things about frustration. There's people that do stress management programs. I'm like, why did you want to manage it? Just stop it from happening in the first place, right? Who the heck wants to manage it? So how do you do that? So I'm going to give you this is really cool that you asked. Yeah, Katrina, I know you can't work with me, but I'm going to kind of talk with you guys just as you listen to this. It's called a little exercise I do called the roller coaster exercise. Have you ever ridden on a roller coaster?
Sure.
All right. So now everybody rides on roller coasters. Some people, they hang on, right? Some people like let go. Yeah. They're like, so happy. Some people do a combination of both. Right now you're on the same roller coaster. Now here's the interesting question: is the roller coaster inside of you or outside of you? Okay. The actual physical roller coaster.
It's outside.
It's outside of you. Now, what's a roller coaster made of?
Metal and wood.
Metal, wood, plastic, rubber, whatever that, wiring, all that. Right. So it's outside of you. So is it alive or dead? Is it inanimate? Is it dead? It's dead. Okay, so it's outside of you, so and it's inanimate. So now, but some people ride the roller coaster and they let go. Some people ride the roller coaster and they hang on. Now, if a roller coaster, this is an interesting question. If a roller coaster could control what you think, and if it could control what you feel, then it would be able to control everybody the same way. Is that correct?
Right.
Yeah. But it doesn't, does it? Because some people have a good time on a roller coaster. Some are terrified. What's the difference? The only difference, Katrina, is what they think when they're on the roller coaster. Yep. So if they're thinking, oh my God, I'm going to die, they're going to have fearful feelings. That's going to lead to fearful actions. It's going to lead to all kinds of problems. If they think, oh my God, this is fun, they're going to let go and they're going to want to do it again. The only thing that changes is what they think about what's happening. So if you're frustrated about the system, it's because you have expectations about what it should be versus what it is. So if you don't have those expectations and then you just accept what is, because what is. And here's the other thing. I want to make a point about that. What is, and all the rest you make up. Let me give you another example. You ever go to a movie? You go to a movie, you don't like the movie, but your husband does, your friend does. What's the only thing that changed? What you thought about the movie, the same exact.
My perception.
Your
right?
perception of the movie. Perceptions lead to thoughts, which lead to emotions, not feelings. As emotions, there's a whole big difference there. And then that leads to the decisions you make or don't take, and then that leads to the actions you take, and then that leads to your life. So it's all based on that initial perception. So if you go to a movie, you don't like the movie, it's the same movie.
Yeah.
So in other words, it's not the things that are happening, it's your interpretation, your perception of those things. And when you change your perceptions, you change your life. Does that make sense?
That does make sense.
Absolutely.
That does
There you
make
go.
sense.
Yeah.
I got a few more comments.
Yeah, go ahead.
Raymond, I don't know if you got that email or not, but let us know, or maybe we wrote the email.
He's calling us right now. I hear the
Okay,
phone going
okay.
off.
Matthew says, good point, guys. Caregiver care is crucial.
Yes.
Yes, Matt.
It is.
Sometimes a tow truck even needs to be towed.
Yeah, that's right.
That,
Good point.
that's a good point. Katrina is saying cold here. Yeah, I know she's up north. So it's cold there, but it doesn't mean you still can't take a hot bath and
Right.
have a glass
Have
of
some
wine.
hot chocolate.
Right.
Yeah.
Something for yourself.
Light the candle and sit in the tub.
Hey, you know what? It's interesting you mentioned cold because I was going to bring this up before. Katrina, this is another point for you. Temperature. Temperature is all perception, right? The temperature is 72 degrees. You may respond to that as I'm hot. You may go, oh my God, I'm freezing,
Yeah.
right? So wherever you are, there could be people that are used to 20 below and could be outside where you are in a t-shirt and think it's hot. So it's all perception. You're in charge of once you realize you're not liking the way you perceive something, you have the ability to change it. You're in complete control. That's the point that I want to make.
I got Kathy D. I think she's the one from Australia, right? Great advice. It's easy to forget about yourself when you are worrying and trying to ensure your son is okay in prison.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So many caregivers do that. And so many people love other people so much, they put everybody else before them. And that just takes you down, 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 down. Here's another good point. There's a very, very big difference between being selfish and self-centered. Let me explain the difference and how I see it. A selfish person, I liken it to a 2-year-old. Me, it's all about me. You know, if you try to take something from a 2-year-old, what do they start to do? They cry and scream, no, right? So now a self-centered person, on the other hand, has a very healthy regard and respect for themselves. They take care of themselves first. They love themselves first. And that's not selfish. When you're self-centered, look, if there's a fire, right? And you got to get out. It's you or some, I don't know, computer. Obviously, you're going to take care of you. You've got to take care of you. So be self-centered. Focus on yourself. Take care of yourself. That's the point.
I can kind of see what Katrina's saying here, and I don't know if she's listening to us. She says he's not in prison yet. That's the problem. Still in county jail because marshals got his name mixed up and had him listed as already moved to a camp. My husband died last year. He's all I have now. So her son is her life, and he's in prison. He's in jail. I mean, he's away from you. I get that. We're trying to tell you, Katrina, your love for him is so strong. The world's hearing it right now. And I know you're going on all these other shows. I know you tell me you're calling this person. You spend every day and night. The love that you have for your son is just, it's overwhelming. But Katrina, if you don't stop and take care of Katrina.
Right, exactly. Everything that he just said, it may be hard to hear. You think if you lose your son, you're losing everything. What I'm saying is everything is inside of you first. Mm-hmm. It all begins here. Then you can give it to everybody else. The more you do that, I promise, the better it is on every single level. Keep some of that love for you're not keeping it from him. Start out, feel that love for yourself. honor that part of you right here in your heart, and then you can share it more. I promise. He is your son. We get how you love him unconditionally. When you can love yourself on the level you love him, your whole entire world and his and your relationship will change for the better.
And Katrina sent me her son's release date. I'm supposed to get out earlier, but it's within a year. So it's not the end of the world, Katrina. I know it sounds like it.
Yeah, you can't control the prison system. And you could worry and you could be frustrated and you could try to push and you can make the phone calls. It's not going to move it one iota. And so you just have to let it go, because you can't control this bureaucracy. They are in control of it. And so the more that you put that stress on yourself, the more anguish you're going to have. And so really, if you could get out, get involved in your local church, get involved in another nonprofit, join groups like this. I wish you were here so we could get you involved here. But the more that you can give back to somebody else too, and just expand your world, because I understand he's your only son. She feels all alone, and you feel all alone. But you need to find some other outlets and friends for yourself too. And believe me, there are a lot of nonprofits in every church. If you aren't involved in a church, I bet they would love to have you, and they would provide a lot of the comfort that you need and that hands-on. I wish we could do it here, but we can't. We're only through Zoom or YouTube.
One other point about that: if you worry about him so much that you make yourself sick, what's going to happen? You can't take care of him when you're sick, and if you get really sick, it's really going to be bad. You can't do that to yourself. A lot of disease begins inside. Dis-ease. Think about the word disease. Dis-ease. There's no reason for you to be diseased. No reason for you to get sick. And stress will do that. Just prevent it. Saying, all right, this is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm going to do everything I can, but I'm not going to make myself sick.
He needs the mother to come home to, Katrina. So
for sure.
You know, when your son gets out, Katrina, I need to you got to let me talk to him, put him on my channel. I need to let him know how much energy and love that his mother put for him all this time he was in prison. Because I've known you about a year now, Katrina, on my channel, and I know you've been. This woman is just, tears to come to my eyes, and you get me. I'm stuttering, but you guys understand what I'm saying. Kathy D, my son is in prison. He has another 8 years to go.
Wow.
She's the one in Australia. He's in Australian prison.
Australia. For 8 years.
Yeah.
That's tough. But journal, write about it. Keep copies of all the letters that you send to him. Photocopy everything, put it in a big notebook, so when he comes home, you could say, this is what I was thinking today, this is the letter I mailed out to you. All of those things will help have him be part of your daily life, but without consuming and taking over your life too.
Katrina says, I volunteer every week at the food pantry. I have for 9 years.
Perfect.
That's great. That's great, Katrina. That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
And do we have Raymond anymore?
No,
otherwise I'm going to let you guys.
I guess Raymond, I don't know.
Mary, he called? No. Oh.
Oh,
okay.
I don't know if he's still in the room.
Well, it's a 6-hour time change too, so it's getting late there.
Could be.
So anyway, I'm going to say bye for this week and let you guys talk, because you're the experts here today. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Ann.
Guys, we need any more questions or comments? We will answer all your questions today. I want to tell you guys about our YouTube memberships that we just started on any of our on the Wings for Life YouTube channel. There's now a join button, and we have 3 levels of memberships. These are tax deductible, guys. You can just call us, email us, write us, and we'll send you the tax forms. But there's a silver, a gold, and a premium membership. It's $1. Starts at $1.99 a month, and we have T-shirts and books and cups. And we have lots of art gifts and stuff to give away to different memberships. If you want to do a shout out or a little free commercial plug for your organization, your favorite charity, your family, all this comes with the memberships. got blooper reels. We've got all kinds of different perks. Just click the join button. And when you click the button, it doesn't charge you, but it'll tell you about each membership. So if you could do that for Wings for Life, you get to give back and help other people and families coming out of prison. It's just the button that says join. That's all you have. But if you don't, it's $1.99 a month and up. But if you don't have that, just hit subscribe. That doesn't cost you nothing. That's free. Thank you. And
that's fantastic. All these resources that this organization has, it's just simply amazing. It's made a difference for so many years, for so many people on so many levels. My goodness. Gosh, it's
right.
fabulous. And so I'm just honored to be able to contribute what I can with these messages.
Well, Wings has helped me. I mean, I've been out of prison a couple of years now, and saw my channel, the Federal Prison Talk, like a year ago, and got me to come out of California and move here. And I finally have my own apartment now. I haven't had that in 10 years because with the prison and the pretrial. Do you know what pretrial is? It's like being out on bail for 4 years.
Right. It could take you years.
But you have a probation officer
right.
while you're on that. And then I had to go to prison. Then I had to do the halfway house. Then I did sober living houses for a couple of years. So now 10 years later,
wow,
that sentence from a 4.5 year sentence turned into 10 years, and I still have 9 months to go on probation.
Wow.
So I'm not free. But Ann and Wings for Life and everybody here has been family to me. They've helped change my life. So I have a personal,
I can understand. And you're very good at this technology stuff. That's a blessing in itself.
I didn't know any of this before I went to prison, but
you're doing well.
Katrina says, I will be calling Ann about Detroit resources for when he gets to the halfway house. And I know you've called her before. See, Katrina, you got a family out here in New Mexico. We get people who care for you, Katrina. So we're there for you. We're helping you pull through this. So let's see. What brings Wings and you together?
Mr. Jackson in there. He used to be a member of the organization. I'm in a Toastmasters organization. Toastmasters is about speaking, helps you be a better speaker and leader, communicator. And he came as a guest one day back to his old club, and he said, "Hey, I'm with this organization called Wings for Life." And I had known him for years. I had no idea. And he said, "This is what they do." I'm like, "Oh my God." And I messaged him right away as he was talking, saying, "We got to talk. I got to be a part of that." And so then I met with Ann, and we got me on the schedule, and I got to speak. It's almost 2 weeks already ago.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Monday will be 2 weeks. And then you and I talked because I took an instant liking to you, and you told me about this program. You said, "Hey, can you come in on this day?" And here I am.
And we got to talk to guys that were in prison.
That was amazing.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if we could ever get them, I need to talk to Ann. The prison might even let them come on here.
Why not?
It's got to be a way to do that too. But every Monday, guys, if you go to our Zoom meetings, it's on Facebook, and it's on. If you go to the Zoom part of it, you can actually speak to inmates that are locked up. They have special rooms, and they let them sit in front of a two-way, computer, and you can talk to them when we go to our breakout rooms. So that's one way to kind of visit an inmate, let them know that he's not there is a world out there. Because I was locked up, and sometimes you think the world doesn't know you exist.
I can only imagine.
And I wanted to talk to you about when you do get out of prison. There's an adjustment we go through, and it took me a while to even believe in myself. It starts before you get. With me, I started while I was in prison. I was with a good group of support guys. I did the AA meetings in there, and I had a support group, and we worked on when we got out, like hit the road running. When you get out, but not everybody does that. People get out and they end up going right back. They violate, they drink, they do drugs, they do, whatever, violation they do, and they go back and they give up on themselves. So do you have some advice for somebody with the fresh start? They're just out of prison. I had no family or friends really waiting for me. I do now because I made amends.
You're a member of the NFL, no family left.
Yeah. I had some distant cousins and aunts, but I really had nobody waiting for me. So, but I wasn't alone. But a lot of guys are.
Yeah. So if you're alone, or if you have family, obviously family, your good friends are better. But if you're alone, or even if you have family, that it's the same. Look, you've got a fresh start. You have the whole world now like available to you. You have incredible resources like this organization, which is fabulous. And you got to make that determination, like, what do I want to do now? What's most important to me? And you have to focus on what you want and where you're going, not on what you don't want and where you've been. And so, what do you want? Like, and then live into that. Like, part of the talk that I gave that you hadn't seen is talk about how the future calls you into action right now. So, if you're a kid and you want to play professional basketball, you don't wait till you're 20 to start playing. You start playing as a kid because you see that as a future you want, and you let that future pull you towards it, so that you can look to the future and say, okay, what do I want? I don't want to go back to prison. What do I want? I know if I go down these roads, I will. I'll get in trouble again. No. What do I want? I want a job. I want my own place. I want to feel productive. I want to feel happy. I want to have a relationship. So you look at all of the opportunities that are there for you, and there are a ton. There's a world out there. Jobs and everything you can imagine is waiting for you. And once you start focusing on those things, and then you take little steps, and each time you take a step, you feel better about yourself, more confident, more competent, and you say, yes, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. And when you do, it's amazing what begins to happen, because then you start to do more and more and more, and pretty soon, after a few years, you're a whole different person. As long as you keep focused on the outcome, the desires, the goals you want, and nothing else. And don't give up hope. And of course, you got to believe that those goals can happen. Because if you don't believe they're going to happen, as I talked about in my talk, we never go for things we don't believe. Look, you guys can't see the ceiling, but this is as high as I can reach. The ceiling's about 5 feet up or 4 feet up from here. Here's the point. If you told me touch the ceiling or ask me, I would never even bother to go for it, because I don't believe I can do it from here. And that's the point. If who's ever getting out, if you don't believe you can achieve whatever desires or goals or outcomes you want, you're never going to go for them. You know, it's like I often say this. I don't know if who's ever watching can watch it, if people in prison can watch it. Watch Rocky 3. No joke. Watch Rocky 3. There's an amazing scene because Rocky wasn't training. He was doing everything really half. Can I say the word? Half. I'll just say half-butted. He was just doing things.
Is that when him and Apollo Creed make friends?
No. Yeah. Sorry, Apollo Creed was training him. Yeah, and so he wasn't training. He wasn't doing anything. He was just really afraid. And that's the point. And Adrian confronts him on the beach saying, what's going on? This isn't like you. And he finally broke down. He said, I don't believe in myself. Nothing is real if you don't believe in who you are.
Get up, you bum.
There you go. When a fighter doesn't believe in himself, he's like, that's it. It's over. Yeah. And that's why he gave up. Because he was afraid of losing. And he finally said to Adrian, if I lose, she said, then you lose, but you lose with no excuses. And so when he began in that moment to believe in himself, his training turned around, everything turned around, and he was willing to give it everything he had. And that's what I'm saying you got to do. You got to believe in yourself and not carry any of those doubts or fears or insecurities with you. Is that
that makes perfect sense. Katrina says, Sean, your tears have touched my heart. Thank you. Thank you for saying that, Katrina. You know what gives me the most purpose in life is I on my other channel, I deal mainly with people that are out on bail, pretrial, right? And they're facing prison. And it takes a year or 2 or 3 in the feds. It's real slow. They call me up, they watch my videos, and I try to tell everyone that you're going to get through this. I'm dealing with the nonviolent. The guys that are the serial killers, the murders, the rapists, they don't get out on bail.
No.
So they're not calling me. They're not watching my channel.
Right.
But your nonviolent guys are calling me, and they're looking at 3-year sentence, a 1 year, a 5 year, and the world is ended. and I get to walk them through this and tell them it's going to be all right. You're going to get through this. I was 52 years old when I went to prison. So you're never too old. A guy's calling me, I'm 40 years old and going to prison. It's all over. But he's watching my videos and I'm out and I give him hope. And the thing is, I get, and a lot of them email me while they're in prison and write me letters, and I'm still in contact with them. And the thing is, it gives me purpose to let these guys know that you can get through this. I got through it. You can get through it. And I'm there to just walk them through it. Not necessarily to hold their hand through it, but just kind of let them know their life's not over, and just sometimes it takes just a little bit.
It does.
Somebody else to believe in you that much. And then you can start to believe in yourself that
Absolutely.
much more, and that's why I get all these. I'll show you my comments on my other channel, maybe after this, and they're just nothing but thank yous and love. But you guys give me purpose to keep going. So it's not, that's, I don't know where I'm going with this, but I'm talking about believing in yourself.
I think
there's
it's
something
perfect.
in you that brought that more out in me when I saw you Monday night.
I love that. And that's why I reached out to you right away. I didn't meet you. I only met you virtually.
Yeah.
And I immediately who is that? I got to meet him. Do you have his number? And that's why I text you right away, because you've got that good energy. You care. You really want to help people. And like what you said, it is so true. You believe in people. Let them know their life is not over. And just that little bit can help them. It's not. They're going to get through it. It may take some time. It may take longer than they want. It may be harder than they want, but they're gonna get through it as long as they believe. Because if they don't believe and then they go, oh, what the heck's the point? And then start doing other things to get them in more trouble, that's only going to be worse for them. You're gonna get through it. Everybody watching, no matter what. If it's you, Katrina, you're gonna get through this with your son, whoever is watching, whether it's 6 months from now, 6 years from now, I promise you're going to get through it, but you got to believe, because if you don't believe, there's nothing you're going to receive, and then you certainly won't achieve.
I also let them know all the programs and classes, and there's church services, there's music. I joined a rock band in prison. I had an AA group that I started. We didn't have it. We had drug programs. We had just classes taking history, learning finances from real estate fraud from a guy who was there for real estate fraud, teaching the class. But you still learn things. But if you hang around the right guys in prison, and there's a lot of them just like you. You can work on your body, your mind, and your soul. And the family members, you guys that are waiting for your sons and your wives and your kids to get out of school, Wings, we have programs like that too. We have workshops. We have other organizations. If you don't like our programs or workshops, we can connect with other organizations that we work with. We're one big happy family of nonprofits here. We all try to work with each other. We don't work against each other. And our whole goal is to help you get through this. So please, check out our website, check out our YouTube channel on Wings for Life, put our phone numbers on there and call us. And if you don't see something we'll find something that you like. Okay. We have other organizations we work with too. It's not about us. It's all about you. Okay?
That's a beautiful statement.
We want to help, so I'm trying to earn my wings back, guys, so I can go to heaven.
Should I call you Clarence?
I went to prison, and in a way, I am earning my wings back. But
here's my belief: the day you came here, the day you started, you earned your wings. Mm-hmm. They're only going to grow from this point on. Maybe they're a little small now, but they're going to grow so big you won't even be able to contain them in the Empire State Building.
You got those magic wings, right? Like your promo said, it's magic.
Magic. Well, I said life is like magic. It only looks difficult till you know the secrets. The interesting part that why I say that is when you learn a magic trick and you thought it was absolutely impossible, like how could they have done that? And then you see how it's done and the solution's so easy. And it's the same with life. The part of it is you got to really want to find the solution. Some people get so lost in all of the things that are happening that they can't see the forest for the trees. When there is a solution to everything, There is a way out if you want it. There is good things on the horizon, great things. And it is like magic. It does look difficult at times. When you find the solution, it's easy.
And Darshan has his website. It's scrolling across the screen there, and I know he'll answer any of you. There are a couple comments here. All these are.
Cool.
Katrina says you are an amazing inspiration with a heart, Sean. I see people have hope after talking to you. Thank you, Katrina. But you're the one that keeps me going every day. Matthew says, yes, Sean is a good dude and is getting really good at doing what he does. Thank you, Matt. It's not all about me though. It's about you guys. Without you guys, I really don't exist. So you guys, we help each other. But I get to wake up every day, see a text, get a phone call, get a comment, and it's something like you said there, and that just keeps me going to help the next guy. So thank you guys.
See what they're all talking about, how great you are, and you are clearly phenomenal, fantastic, amazing, awesome, spectacular.
Yeah, I don't know about
that.
But I'm a guy with a felony record who's trying to make right.
I'm making a point. You're going to tell them how great they are. You got to model that behavior.
Yeah.
I understand, sir, that you have a felony. So what? Here's an expression that I have given and I have shared with people for a long time. So what? Now what? Things happen to everybody. Now, who are you going to be about it? And what are you going to be about it? And what are you going to do about it? And you're an example of who you're being and what you're doing about it. And it's absolutely fantastic. Look, we all have had things that have happened. Some people have gone to prison. Some people have done way worse things and not gone to prison. Some people have driven drunk 1,000 times before they're caught.
That's me.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, yeah, easy.
Right, easy 1,000 times. And so they've taken their lives and other people's lives into their own. Some people have done horrendous things. It's not about who you were. It's about who you are now and who you're becoming. And who you are now is a wonderful, amazing. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't ask to text you, to reach out to you right away if I didn't feel your energy. And I say that again because you're pouring it all out to them. You got to, like I was telling Katrina, you got to take care of you first. And I didn't know that was coming, sir, and I wasn't trying to put you on the spot. But if I'm not authentic to me, by sharing that with you, then it loses in the message. When people are complimenting you, accept it because it's well earned.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
You guys don't know my whole history, but 11 county jails, and then prison, and
and look at you now.
Violent, alcoholic home, all that stuff. Raised in a real bad neighborhood, all that ended up in and out of jail. Finally, by the time I'm 50 and I'm in prison, I get it now. I learned my
great.
It took me that long, but the thing is, who cares how long it takes?
Right.
Right?
There you go.
I'm not dead yet.
There's the leader.
Now I have 20, 30, 40 years left, right? And I got it. So what? It took me till I was 50.
Exactly. Yeah. It doesn't matter if you were 70. As long as it doesn't matter if you're 80, it doesn't matter if you're, when you get it, you get it. Because now you're making a difference. And you can speak on a level that other people can't because you've been in the system and you understand it. And you came out the other side better than you were before, stronger than you were before. And now you're helping people way more than you ever could before.
Yeah, wow, now I want you guys to come with me. Let's do this.
That's what we're talking about. And they are coming. And then look at all these beautiful comments.
Yeah, there's more here.
What else are they saying?
That is, Katrina, that is your past. You don't live there anymore, Sean. Your heart is 1 in a million.
There you go.
My grandmother used to tell me that. Thank you, Katrina.
Wow.
She's long gone, but she used to say
1 in a million.
She said it, and she said, I had $1 million smile. My heart was 1 in a million. So
I agree.
Thank you.
That's exactly what I picked up on.
Kathy D, great positive discussion. Thank you. From Australia. Wow.
I love it. And thank you very much, Kathy and Katrina. And Sean, I love the fact that everybody's saying, and I loved the fact that I shared what I shared with you so that you took it on, because you deserve it, sir. You're making an
And
impact.
saw something in me last year and said, you want to come out to New Mexico? And, you know, I mean,
do you think somebody like her would see something in you if it didn't exist?
I never thought that.
If it didn't exist.
Yeah, I know. You know, because a friend of mine told me when I started my YouTube channel, but a year and a half ago, you never know what doors are going to open, right? I was just out of prison, the pandemic. I got time. I'm on laid off like the rest of the country. So I start this channel. You never know what doors are going to open. And, you know, at my age, just out of prison, how many doors are going to, you know, somebody came knocking on my door, and that was Ann from
You're 50 what now?
I'm 57.
57?
One more month, I'll be 58.
April what?
April 22nd.
Mine's the 25th of April.
You're a Taurus.
Taurus.
Oh,
and you're barely a Taurus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that I'm the stargazer Taurus. I'm the first one. I read about it. So all the other Tauruses are doing what Tauruses do, except stargazers looking out there in the universe, knowing there's more.
There is more, and you are being more. That's the point. There's no limit other than what you think. That's the point. Who do you think you are, and what do you think is possible? Well, if it's limited, if it's on this end, wait a minute. The only difference between you and, say, Elon Musk or somebody, not just because of their money, but Elon Musk said, wait a minute, I can go into space and I can create things way better than NASA did. And look what he did. And he revolutionized cars and all the electric industry, and because he thought bigger. And that's the only thing different. You become who you think about, and what you think about, you bring about. There's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful recording by Earl Nightingale. If you should look this up, called The Strangest Secret, Earl Nightingale. It's like, I don't know, 30 minutes long, and he's got the most amazing voice to listen to. And he talks about how that all happens. Earl Nightingale. The Strangest Secret. Just type into YouTube, The Strangest Secret. It'll come up. It was done in the 50s. Okay. Just The Strangest Secret. You will understand how your thoughts create your reality. And that's what I'm talking about. What you think about, you bring about. And if you think about it a lot, and we have 50 to 60,000 thoughts every day. And the problem is with most people, most of those thoughts are negative. And then those negative thoughts build on one another and build on one another. And then eventually we just become those thoughts, and we start attracting all that negativity. What I'm saying is, if it works in the negative, it can work in the positive. Oh, yeah. And you absolutely can change those thoughts, can change those, which will change your emotions, which will change the decisions you make and the actions you take, and then your life as a result. Going back to the roller coaster, the people have the fearful perception, like they're shocked, scared, versus the people who are so incredibly, wow, different perception. One's hanging on for dear life, thinking they're going to die and will never ride the roller coaster again. The others letting go, having the time of their life, and can't wait to get back on.
When it stopped, they want to stay on, and the other one can't wait to get off.
Can't wait to get. It's the same thing. Whatever you focus on is what tends to occur in your life. So focus on the good and the great and feeling amazing as much as you possibly can, and watch how that seems, but watch how that changes things in your life.
Don't worry if you fail, because success comes with many failures. If you succeed without failing, you didn't earn it.
I don't know anybody who's succeeded without failing. Edison did 10,000 experiments to create the light bulb.
Yeah, he sat there day after day, film it,
year after year.
And he never gave up.
Do you know what his philosophy was, Edison's? It wasn't that he was a failure 10,000 times. He was a success at finding 10,000 things that didn't work for a light. You see, that little shift in perception created. I mean, he created so many things. He had held so many patents.
I think the story was he broke a button and he went to get needle and thread and he had some silk thread to sew his button. He said, I haven't tried this yet.
Why not?
And then he sat
And
there.
it worked.
14, 15, 16 hours that night, watched that light bulb shine. But he never gave up.
He never gave up. And because he not only believed in himself and believed in his skills and his talents and abilities, and he focused only on what he wanted. In other words, he didn't get bogged down by what stopped him, by the negative, by the, whether it was people or not believing in him or whatever. He believed in him, and that is always the key. Never stop. And then he found a solution. And it didn't matter that it was 10,000 times. It didn't matter. I mean, if you read the story of Abraham Lincoln or Colonel Sanders to start Kentucky Fried Chicken, it was amazing what he had going against him. All he wanted, he had a beautiful recipe for chicken. All he wanted to do was give it away. Nobody would even take his chicken recipe. Think about that. Nobody. He lived in his car for 2 years before he could get a little bit of the profits from a restaurant. Said, if you sell more, give me a little bit of the profits. 2 years. How many people would have stopped after 2 weeks?
Yeah.
After 2 months, let alone 2 years. Mm-hmm. And that's the point. He focused on the outcomes he wanted, and he never stopped believing in himself and never stopped. Yes, we all have doubts. Yes, we all have fears. Yes, we all have stuff that happens to us, and it's easy to get lost in that negativity. But just do yourself a favor. Only get lost for a little while. Give yourself 2 hours or an hour, or 30 minutes or 5 minutes. Or 2 minutes to have a pity party and then get back on with it. And that is how you can allow yourself to feel bad and go, woe is me, and go, all right, well, and ask yourself this. And here's a question that I ask people all the time. Is what I'm thinking and feeling right now bringing me closer to or taking me further away from what I say I want? And if it's bringing you further away, give yourself a few minutes and then stop. And then start thinking of all the thoughts that will move you closer to exactly what you want. There's a question you can ask yourself all the time. Is what I'm doing or thinking or feeling right now bringing me closer to or further away? And you know the answer. And then stop it and start thinking what will bring you closer.
It's almost, if you have to ask a question, you know the answer, but ask the question and go through the motion. So
sometimes people get so lost in their stuff that they don't even take time to ask the question.
A couple more comments. Katrina, how many guys get released and do all this to help anybody who asks for free? Oh, thank you, Katrina. There's prison consultants that do what I do and charge you 10 grand. Like, I've helped guys write letters to the judge and character reference letters, and I don't charge. That's what she's talking about. Thank you, Katrina. Here's something for you. She says, my son is April 25th too. You are a good omen to me, sir.
I mean, how perfect is that? I mean, it's just amazing. It's all God to me, and it's all beautiful, and it's all absolutely perfect. I mean, April 25th, here we come.
Yeah,
I'll be 53, just so you know, and I'm leading the best life I possibly can, helping people every single day, and just honored to be a part of this organization. And I just became part of it not even 2 weeks ago, giving my first talk. And thank you, Ann, for that. And just honored to meet you all and honored to share all of this. Because then when I can share this video, it can help so many other people.
You gave a lot to everybody. These will be reran for eternity, I guess. But it's on Facebook and 2 YouTube channels, and people can watch this. And you see Australia, Liberia, so people are in Michigan. They're watching all over the world. So
I've spoken all over the U.S.
You never know who you're going to reach today.
Never. If I have an opportunity to go outside the country and go help people, or when I have that opportunity, I'm sure it'll show up. I'm happy to go.
She says her son will be 44. It's going on over an hour. I guess we've got to kind of wrap it up. But
Let's wrap it up.
I do want to mention next week, guys, I got an attorney at law. He's a criminal lawyer. He's a family law lawyer and injury lawyer. His name is Adam Oakey, and he was in the system all up until his 20s. And then he became an MMA fighter, he's won championships there. Then he went to college and he went on to law school. And yes, a felon can become a lawyer. He's proof of it. He has commercials all over town where he says, I'll fight for you. And he's going to be here live to answer all your legal questions for free. He's a lawyer, so don't miss that. That's next Friday at 3 o'clock with Adam Oakey. You definitely want to be there. All your free legal questions will be there. And the rest of us here at Wings will be there too. And don't forget to subscribe and like and share this video and watch the commercials all the way through. And that helps us grow the channel. Again, special thanks to Darshan. And any last words for our viewers?
It's just been my pleasure to be here. Absolutely an honor and a privilege. I'll just say it once again, just believe in yourself and value yourself and know that you are priceless. You are an immeasurable treasure. Your value is so immense. There is no measure. And when you take full responsibility for that, for your greatness and your magnificence and your pricelessness, and live that way without exception, that's when all these internal struggles go away. And once and for all, you can live the life you've always wanted.
God bless you all. Thank you. Good night.